This is called A Tavern at Night. It is very much a story game, so we're just doing a lot of reading today. Hail and well met, stranger. What's your name? Let's just go with Ella because that's. Oh, you know what? Screw it. We'll just go with Scratch. I've even though like my name on Twitch is Stracha, just because it's the mixture of strawberry and matcha. If you guys didn't know, I get the nickname Scratch very often because people misread my name, and I'm fine with that. So we're gonna go with Scratch. Please choose your pronouns. They, them. Gods, what a downpour. The rain has been going strong for over an hour, and what started as a lovely sunny day has been completely transformed into a dark storm. You shiver in your wet, uncomfortable clothes. You can barely feel your fingers, and your feet ache. You've been told there's a tavern nearby, and you're hoping to spend the night there, but you don't know this area that well. Your heart starts beating a little faster when a faint light in the distance emerges. That has to be the place, right? You pick up the pace, your muddy boots squelching along the dirt road. It doesn't take long before you finally, mercifully, arrive at what indeed appears to be a tavern. Woo! Horns. Ears. Relief floods through you when you push open the doors and the warmth of the roaring fire touches your ice-cold skin. You're surprised by how full the place is this late at night. But then again, there probably aren't many other stops by the road that offer protection from the weather. You thump the mud off your boots best you can and walk over to the tavern keep. Welcome. What can I get you, youngin'? Ale? Sounds pretty typical for this kind of place. Some ale, please. Finest ale you can find in 20 miles around. He guffaws to himself, and you smile wryly. You don't doubt there's nothing else to be found within 20 miles of this establishment either. The barkeep scuffles off to get your drink. As he does, you turn to face the rest of the tavern. The eyes that momentarily turn to you at the arrival of a new guest go back to their drinks, and the slight lulling conversation picks up once more. You scan the room. It's packed. Your shoulders droop a little at the thought of having to spend the evening in a cold corner far away from the fire, but when you take a closer look, the place hearth is strangely empty of company. Except for one man, that is. Occupying one table by himself, a large man wearing a big shoulder pelt sits turned away from the rest of the tavern. You consider for a moment to follow example of the rest of the people present. A dangerous merc? A bounty hunter? A thief? But your cloak is dripping a pool at your feet. It's not like he'll kill you, right? You make your way over to the table. The man's eyes only briefly flicker over to you when you scrape back a chair, but he doesn't say anything. Conversation halts once more as tension creeps into the tavern space. You can feel eyes boring into your back, but you ignore them in hopes of appearing casual. When the man in front of you doesn't so much as twitch as you sit down, people go back to their hushed conversations. Relieved, you unbutton your cloak and drape it over the back of the chair, then get to work on taking off those goddamn boots. You wiggle your toes experimentally. Good. All still functional and in order. The barkeeper shuffles through the crowd with your drink, and you push the sopping wet hair out of your eyes to thank him. Here you go, youngin'. Drink up now. Want something to eat? Anything else? Yeah, please. A hot meal of whatever's on the menu would be wonderful. And if there's room for staying the night, I have coin at the ready. The tavern keep furrows his brow. A meal I could do, but a room's gonna be difficult. You see how swamped the place is. That's my best accent, so I'm sorry. He gestures to the rest of the room. It's okay. If there's no space, I can spend the night in a chair here. You crook a smile. Anything's better than that storm out there. Oh, now that's for sure. I'll get you food. And with that, he's off. You turn your face to the hearth, relishing in its heat. You wish you could take off more of your wet clothes, but you'll have to wait until you have a little more privacy to do so. You chance a peek at the stranger. Has he only got one? Oh, his other one looks like it's broken off a little bit. Oh, that would make sense because he's got a scar right there, so probably whatever caused the scar. He's cute. He's not looking at you. You take the opportunity to take in his appearance. Gruff, weathered, and well-traveled. A hard-looking man. The ridges of the scar across his lip and cheek throw soft shadows over his face in the firelight. Did you need anything? Oh, drat. Caught. You quickly look away. Nope, nothing. Sorry. Stranger doesn't acknowledge your reply, just continues to look at the flickering hearth fire. Yeah, youngin', eat up and warm up. Tavern Keep puts a steaming bowl of stew in front of you, along with some soft bread, and your mouth waters. Thank you, I will. You dig in. It's simple food, but you've walked all day, and it does a right good job at warming you up. Halfway through your meal, you notice a pair of eyes has settled on you. You look up in the face of the stranger, who is regarding you with something akin to mild amusement. Did you need anything? The stranger's eyebrows twitch at your repeating of his previous question. Nothing at all. Eyeing him with mild suspicion, you protectively pull your bowl closer. He snorts. What's your name, anyway? The man looks up with lidded eyes. Am I to entertain you while you eat? Yes. Then you'd better order me a drink. You guess that's fair. You wave over to the Tavern Keep and gesture to the man to go ahead and order whatever he likes. Another ale, please. Coming right long. So, who are you? And if I'm asking anyway, how come you're hogging the fireplace? Hogging the fireplace? The other gentlefolk present seemed not to care for it, and so I took a seat where I pleased. Right, and you're sure that's why the other guests cast nervous glances at him every now and then. My name is Azram. Ooh, Azram. Nice to meet you, Azram. I'm Scratch. The Keep brings Azram his ale, and Azram drinks after giving you a small nod. What brings you here, Azram, other than the pouring rain? You just gave yourself the answer. It was indeed the rain that drove me to seek shelter. Are you here alone? Where are you traveling to? You sure have a lot of questions in you. I bought you a drink, didn't I? I suppose you did. I travel alone, and where to is business of my own. Meal now finished and stomach satisfied, you push your bowl to the side and drag your chair closer to the fire. Your clothes are still sticking uncomfortably to your skin, but the parts of your clothes that have been turned towards the fire are decidedly less soaked through. Cold. Getting warmer by the minute. Closing your eyes, you settle in your seat and hold out your hands to the fire. You're shivering. Lovely though the fire may be, it's all you can do to keep your teeth from chattering. To distract yourself from the cold, wet dampness that clings to you like a second skin, you turn to your table companion. So, you come here often? From time to time. And are there any beverages you particularly recommend? Azram wordlessly holds up his tankard of ale. Ah. Maybe you should switch tactics. Hey, so I have a pack of cards that hasn't drowned in the storm. Want to play? I see you grow bored quickly. Oh, won't you humor me? Get to know a stranger in a tavern at night. Spend some time in good company. Whoever said the company was good. I saw you smile. Don't even. You enjoy my company. But his mouth is lifting into a smile, and it feels like you finally have his attention. Let's put in some stakes while we're at it. Let's say winner gets to ask the loser a question. Must the loser answer? I mean, if you really don't want to, I'm not going to force you. How about you then just give up a random fact about yourself instead? I see. I should just resign myself to my fate. Great. Do you play Jack Stolen Hand? I know it, yes. Alright, I'll deal first. You deal the cards and you play the first round next to the roaring fire. Doesn't take long before you smugly place down your last card on the pile before you. Looks like I'm the winner. Haven't played in a while. Then you'd better pick it up fast, or else you'll be losing to me all night long. Now, let's see. I don't want to get into tragic backstories first thing, so what's something you enjoy doing? I enjoy my work. Which is... I believe that's 2 questions. Damn it. The point of the game is to... I'm a mercenary. Ah. You must get hurt a lot. Wouldn't that... If I say that, I want to sound like I'm concerned, but saying that makes it sound like, yeah, you must suck at fighting so they get good hits on you. You must be good at fighting. I should like to think so. Why fighting? It suited me. Past tense? You're a perceptive little thing, aren't you? Azram doesn't elaborate any further on that. I'll deal the next round. Azram deals the cards, and though it's unsure who will win for a while, Azram emerges victorious this time. Good to see the deck isn't rigged. You got lucky is what you did. If you always bother folk late at night for games and conversation. That's your question? Well. Jeez. Oh, well, I approached you because you looked interesting. Actually, I came here only because of the fire. Interesting. How? I mean, yeah. Alright, fine, fuck it, yeah. You're handsome. I bet you charm your way in everywhere. Oh, look at the blush! I like him. Azram chokes on his ale. Whoops. Clicked out. Handsome? I mean, have you seen yourself? My turn to deal now. Azram looks a little flustered. Alright, let's play another round. You shuffle the deck. Azram was right. He's played before, and he's picking it up again quickly. You emerge as the winner by a hair. Ha! Got you there, didn't I? You did it indeed, you little pest. If you hadn't drawn... He shuts up abruptly, looking a little embarrassed. He looks like you're enjoying the game. If that's what you'd like to believe. I want to know... How long have you been a mercenary? Long enough to live till now. More cryptic answers, I see. Then have you ever dreamed of doing something else? I suppose, at one point. Ooh, let me guess. Wealth, fame, or love? I'm gonna go with wealth. Usually mercenaries, like, are in it for the money, I would assume. I've got enough coin to get what I need. You don't want for a lot, huh? Am I disappointing you? Sorry, but you're not rid of me that easily. Drat. You don't want to get rid of me. You're having a fine conversation. Another round of Jack's Stolen Hand begins. You're unlucky and draw bad card after bad card until the game ends with Azram as a clear winner. Nicely played. What's your question? Now, I almost wish I hadn't won. I'm not sure what to ask you. I suppose an easy one is where you're traveling to. Nothing out here for many miles. True, but it's also one of the few roads between Yamsmore and Riverkeep. I'm heading east after this, though. You're welcome to join me if you want. Aren't you forward? Ooh, look at the blush. We'll see. Ooh, that sounds promising. You gonna be my bodyguard? Oh, look at his smile! He's got such a nice smile. Hells no. At first sign you're slowing me down, I'd leave your sorry ass behind. You deal the cards once more. Azram has progressively gotten more into the game and is bent on winning. It feels all the sweeter to take victory from him with a carefully selected array of cards. They aren't really rigged, are they? Nah, you just make for a terrible gambler. Azram gives you a flat look. Okay, so, as for my question... What are your plans for the future? You mean where to my travels will take me? I see you don't give up easily. You don't have to tell me where you're going. I meant it more in general. It is a difficult question to answer. My work prevents me from planning for the long term. But you've made it until here, didn't you? I'd say you have a lot of life ahead of you still. You're kind. I suppose I'll let it depend on what crosses my path. I'm sure the answer isn't very satisfactory. Since I crossed your path, what does that mean? It means my otherwise quiet evening was rudely disrupted. Oh, come on! You know you're enjoying my company. Don't be like that. Don't act like you're not enjoying talking to me. You're a terrible liar. Trying to suss out my tells already, I see. You're right. You're not half bad. Aww. I love him. Another round? Alright, let's make it the last of the night. He picks up the cards, shuffles them with dexterous fingers, and once again, you play. You have excellent cards and feel sure you're going to win until Azram swoops in and figuratively knocks you flat on your ass. Looks like we're at a stalemate. 3 wins to 3 wins, huh? Well, the last question of the night is up for you to think of, stranger. Am I still a stranger? This night I've talked more than I would in several weeks. Well, I guess you're more like an acquaintance now. Like, if I ran into you, I'd stop and say hi, you know? Gods have mercy on me. Wow, you just walked straight by me if you met me again somewhere? That's cold. I don't think I'd be so fortunate for you to spot me easily in a crowd. True, you're hard to miss. Who could resist a second glance at those muscles? So, what do you want to know? I'm not sure. Let me think on it a little while longer while we talk. You nod, and for a moment you share a companionable silence while nursing your drinks. Want another? I'll pay. Thanks, but I'm good. Gotta stay sharp. Oh, could it be that you're getting a little tipsy, sir? I'm sure you'd be amused if I was, wouldn't you? Well, I'm not as young as I used to be. Can't drink as much as I used to if I want to keep my head clear. Come on, you don't look that old. It'd surprise you. You look pretty spry for someone over 70. Orcs? Do orcs and ogres, do they live longer than people? I don't know. Did you celebrate your 30th birthday recently? I'm not above flattery from a young, pretty thing. He called us pretty. But that's taking it a little far. Age doesn't matter much, though, does it? It kind of does. Depends on which way you're looking. Not when you could snap my neck with 2 fingers. Don't tell me you're scared now. Quaking in my boots. Good thing you're not wearing them now. Then I imagine so, because you're typically bigger. That doesn't necessarily mean you'll have a longer lifespan because you're bigger. Like, bigger dogs usually die before little dogs because of them being bigger. He nods to your mud-soaked boots standing in front of the fire. Can't get anything past you. The hour has grown late, and there's not many guests left sitting around in the tavern space. Most that do look sleepy, drunk, or both. Well, I suppose I should find the comfiest chair I can and huddle in front of the fire. Are you heading to bed? Bed, chair, floor, whatever's available. I see. So, see you in the morning? I may well be long gone when you wake. Oh, that's too bad. I enjoyed talking with you. I suppose I should thank you for a job well done in entertaining me. It was not a job as unpleasant as I thought it might be. So, have you thought of that question yet, as a parting goodbye? He's blushing. I have one, though it's more of an offer, and not one quite appropriate to our game. Are you going to invite me to your room? Now I really want to know. Well... Alright, let's see if this sexy ogre man's going to invite me to his room. Because I'm absolutely going to say yes. Since you don't have a bed for the night, and I happen to have one all to myself, I suppose I could share. Yes, please. I will happily accept such generosity. But, just to make it clear... you know what? These were different times, okay? We're adventurers. We may never see each other again. Don't judge me. I'm interested in doing more than just sleep up there. I was hoping that might be the case. You did, huh? I wonder when you started entertaining that thought. Though I know I must look ravishing right now after being... So I look probably like a drowned rat. Grinning, you flip your damp strands off of hair for extra effect. Ran to the portage on to talk. You wouldn't want him to think you're a harlot. Yeah, I would. I'm okay with it. If I get to sleep with him and he thinks I'm a harlot, maybe he'll just pay me afterwards. Then I get to sleep with a sexy ogre man and I get paid. So cocky. Does that confidence carry over to other things too? because you do indeed look pretty ravishing. Oh, Azra. One more hour. Who we banging? This dude. This sexy ogre, or I don't know which one he is. Whoever, whatever he is. I'm good with sharing. Wait. Oh wait, that's right. Okay, yours for the taking. Azram's eyes trace the lines of your figure appreciatively. Now that's what I like to hear. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you. I'm counting on it. Let me see if my things are any drier, and I'm good to go. After collecting your things, you give Azram a nod. You follow him up the creaking staircase, and your night at the tavern is spent in his company. Please don't show me pictures. Tomorrow? Who knows? For now, you get to drift off to sleep on a comfortable mattress next to a warm, strong man, among other things. Thank you so much for playing A Tavern at Night. I hope you found warmth in both the fireplace and the company. Rest well, dear traveler. May your journey never be lonesome. Oh, that was fun! Ow! Nice! I like it. Oh, there's two other ones, too. I wonder what the other two are. Ooh, but, dear watchers, we have more, because there was a continuation called, called Firelight, which also features our dear Azram. I don't know if he knows it's us, though. I don't know if it's going to be, like, similar. Hail and well met. Let's just go with Scratch again. I'm kind of hoping this is a continuation and not, like, a separate story entirely. You sink down in the tall grass, grateful to give your legs a break. You've been walking all day. Yay! We traveled with him! Yay! Ow! I can't raise my arm. Distro. How dare you? Azram keeps a murderous pace, and despite what he calls incessant whining and what you call common sense, he's only marginally adjusted his strides to yours. At least the weather's been nice. As if to make up for it, ever since your first encounter with the tall blue, or the, why did, oh, the blue word down here, the tall mercenary during a particularly stormy night, the sky has remained a friendly blue. Now summer tucks the sun away in red golden hues. Oh, I forgot to change the name. There we go. Now summer tucks the sun away in red golden hues, and for a few moments the last rays drape the world in a warm yellow glow that softens even the sharp edge of Azram's Zweihander. What is a Zweihander? I don't know. And though Azram rolls his eyes when you point out a pretty sunset, you know he likes them too, because he allows the two of you a break, you catching your breath and him nonchalantly adjusting his pack on his back every time you do. Oh, it's a sword? Oh, okay. You kick off your boots, wipe the dry crust of mud coating the sides, and wiggle your toes. Nice weather or no, you have more blisters than you'd like. Ow. You wince when you inspect the angry red skin, and breathe a few curses under your breath when your skin chafes like the seven hells. Everything all right? Azram looks back at you over his shoulder from his attempt at a campfire. Totally fine, only dying a little bit. Azram huffs, and you hear the sound of a match striking a tinderbox, followed by the familiar crackle of a campfire. Only a little bit. That's fine, then. Look at our sexy ogre man! Azram crouches next to you, picks up one of your feet, and drapes it over his thigh. One hand holds you steady, huge meaty paw resting on your shin, while the other reaches for a pouch at his side. He tisks as he inspects the blisters. Your boots weren't made for walking, that's for sure. If I agree, will you carry me the rest of the way? Absolutely not. Aw, come on. What are those big muscles for if not to carry me? The hand on your leg squeezes it in warning, But if there's anything you've learned after traveling with Azram for 2 weeks, it's that despite all his complaining, he never actually gets angry with you for poking and prodding at him. But if you agree I'm right, I will give you some of the Wild Witch's wondrous wellness cream. He holds up the tin, a dry, taunting smile on his lips. The campfire gleams off of its edges when he shakes it mockingly. Believe that's what we call coercion, sir? What's that? You'd rather go without? Oh, great Azram, conqueror of worlds, your eyes sees all, and your lips speak only truth. Go on. My boots suck ass big time, and I want the salve. Pretty please. Azram huffs a chuckle. And then he surprises you when he doesn't throw the tin at you like he's done every other night, but instead he opens it, dabs some of the salve on his fingertips, and very gently rubs it on your blisters. Oh. Feel better. Yeah, thanks. You watch him tend to your feet in silence for a little while. He doesn't even look grossed out, but then he said he's had his fair share of gruesome sights during his time as a merce. You'd hope your feet would rank somewhere low on that list. Along with the growing dark of night, a small wave of disappointment washes over you. This will be the last time Azram will tease you about your boots. The last time he'll pretend to cajole you into lending you his salve. Yeah, we totally have slept together multiple times in 2 weeks. Guaranteed. To say you enjoyed yourself would be an understatement, but for whatever reason, it hasn't happened again ever since. You wish it would happen again. Maybe it's just you, but what you shared with Azram felt like more than just a way to satisfy your physical desires. You don't want the time you spent together to be a one-off. Tonight will be your last opportunity to change that. I might not have looked at the rating when I downloaded this one, so I guess we'll find out together. Once your feet are properly salved up and wrapped with clean bandages, Azram lets go of your leg, wipes his hand on his trousers, and turns around to rummage around in his pack. Hungry yet? Starving. What's for dinner? Wait, no, let me guess. You lean back, one arm behind you to support your weight, the other raised up to tap at your chin in mock thought. 2 days ago was bean stew. Yesterday was bean stew. Wait, could it be... Is today also bean stew? Azram gives you a flat look while he cracks open a can of what is, in fact, bean stew. Don't like it? You're welcome to cook any time. And give up your gourmet meals? Never. Whoever said that hunger is the best sauce hasn't been served mushy bean stew for 6 days in a row. Still, you're not ungrateful, and you take your steaming bowl from Azram with a soft thanks. I got your bean stew, pants grab. The meal is enjoyed in relative silence. The crackle and snap from the campfire is soothing, as is the warming stew in your stomach. The sky has truly grown dark now, and it's clear night. The stars wink down at you from far above at intervals. After you've washed up, you wrap yourself in your bedroll while Azram pokes at the fire. A familiar little ritual that has come to both of you so naturally you could have been on the road together for years. I'll take first watch, you get some rest. So he says, but you're far from tired. You shuffle onto your back to watch the night sky instead, and apparently Azram has the same idea, because a moment later he lies down beside you. Look at this handsome man! He's so good looking. If you see a falling star, I call dibs. Azram snorts a laugh. That's how dibs work these days. What do you even need it for to make a wish on? What else would I do with it? Don't tell me you've never wished on a star before. Oh no. Can't sit around and wait for a star to give me what I want. What's your wish then? I wish you would be happy for the rest of your life. My doggy is whining. It's quiet for a beat. When Azram speaks, his voice is very soft. Well, aren't you sweet? Guess I'll have to try hard to make it come true. You snuggle deeper into your bedroll, curling closer to the warmth of the campfire. Azram, Tell me a bedtime story. Azram snorts. Who was the one complaining their feet hurt and they were tired all day? Come on, else I won't be able to fall asleep. Please? Gods. Once upon a time, there was a mercenary who made the mistake of letting the biggest pain in the arse in the world tag along with him. The end. That is so rude. I hope you wake up with ants in your bedroll. Think they bite harder than you? You want to find out, big guy? Your threat is entirely idle. The only thing that could get you to leave the comfort of your warm breadroll is the end of the world, and even that is a solid maybe. Oh, God. Where was all the energy 4 hours ago? Could have carried my pack for me. And you think I would have kept up with you? Do you? I'm struggling as it is. That's because you're lacking stamina. I told you if you join me during my morning exercises. I don't have a death wish. Let's try that again. I don't have a death wish, thank you. And I'm struggling because your legs are stupid long, not because I'm out of shape. You keep selling yourself that short stuff. God, I love him more and more every time he speaks. Maybe I will, buttface. Okay, come on. Really? Buttface? What am I, 5? Azran smothers a laugh behind his hand and drags it over his face before resting it on his head. He sounds exasperated, but you catch the note of amusement in his voice. You are so childish, dragging me down to your level. Maybe that's what you need. Taken down a peg or two. Azran turns back to watch the stars with a derisive snort. Somewhere in the distance, an owl lets out a soft hoot, and another answers. Hey, let's play a game. Azram groans. More games. Do you not tire of them? Well, no, but that's not the point. It's our last night together. There's a beat where the fact hangs heavily in the air. Of course, you've spoken about it before. Azram said in no certain terms that he'd accompany you until your destination. But after you've reached Willow's End, you'll part ways again. Azram said something about having to take care of business on his end, whatever that means. Alright, not like there's any stopping you anyway. Yeah, for real. Just be like, you're out of shape. Can't be out of shape in these days. You don't eat enough and all you do is walk. Fine, fine. No games. I have something I think you might like better. You wriggle your arms free of your bedroll and reach for your pack. You have more than one set of cards, and you're nothing if a little flexible. After maneuvering yourself into a comfortable position, you shuffle the deck with nimble fingers and smile at Azram over the of the cards. Do you know Fortune's Path? No, that's supposed to be a card game. Not a game. It's a way to tell someone's fortune. I shuffle the cards, you pick past, present, or future, and then I'll read you a spread of 3. Thought you said no games. Hey, fortune cards aren't games. People pay good money to be read their fortunes. Alright, let's hear it then. After giving Azram one last indignant huff, you separate your stack into 3 neat little piles and place them down gently in the grass. Oh, Jesus. So, which one do you want to hear about? I don't really know anything about fortune cards. How about you choose for me? Sure, client is king, after all. So I get my money back if I don't like what my fortune is? Those ants in your bedroll don't have to show up of their volition. That's all I'll say. Oh. Scabbard, the 5 of stars, or the crossroads. The future, huh? And what's the glass orb say? That I'm gonna see a tree while I'm... Oh, that's Azram, sorry. Only about 2 drinks and dinner for you. I'm going to see a tree while walking on the road. Let's see. Oh, yep, there it is, clear as day. It predicts you might get a smack to your face if you keep being so rude. Azram lets out an ungraceful snort and rolls his eyes. He waves one hand on a go on then manner. The crossroads. Pretty straightforward, this one. You're at a point in your life where you can take things in a new direction. But you haven't decided yet. Right now is where you're weighing the scales. Maybe feeling some doubt? This card also goes by the fate in some circles. Azram makes a face. But fate. You know I don't believe in that. All right. No fateful encounters for you. Have a way at your choose your own adventure instead. Oh, I like that. Choose my own adventure. Well, what does the card say I should do? Do I go left or right? Azram taps the card right on the spot where the road splits. That'll be 5 gold coins, thank you. You hold out your palm, raising your brows expectantly. There's a beat where you think you fooled him, but then he laughs. I know your tells by now, sweetheart. Can't fool me. Ah, whatever. Stop looking so smug. If we were strangers, I'd have your pockets lighter in no time. Uh-huh. Just don't quit your day job. So, are you gonna tell me which way to go? Well, no, that's up to you. This is your adventure, remember? Thought the point was to tell me my future. I thought you didn't like your fate to be predetermined. If you're the Oracle, it's a different story. In that case, I bless your future with a whirlwind romance. Azram, fool in love. Now that's something I'd love to see. Bit of a cliche, don't you think? Not at all. Submitting to some lovelorn yearning builds character. Azram laughs low and soft. Look at how handsome he is! I can't get over it! Oh my god, look at him. So I meant to suffer then. A blessing turned curse. How kind of you. You laugh too as you place the crossroads back onto the stack. You have to admit, Azram is right. Love can be both a blessing and a curse. All right, ready for the next? Sure. Let's do your past. Azram tisks. Past. Why do I need a card to tell me about the past? Haven't I already lived it? Hush! Don't mock the powers that be. So, your past starts off with the scabbard. You flip the card to show him. On it, there's a hand holding a greatsword upright. The blood drips off the metal onto the skin, its dark sheen contrasted against the hazy smoke drifting up in the background. You sure this one isn't called the Blade? Because that's all I see. Cards aren't always that literal. Sometimes it's a metaphor. Without a scabbard, a blade run wild. You see? It's about absence. It's about its absence. This card represents aimlessness, bloodthirst, contention, self-inflicted harm, being without a home or a cause. Azram lets out a soft hum, eyes trained on the card in your hands. His expression doesn't give away much, and you wonder if he recognizes himself in its description. So maybe he went around and fought a lot of people for no real good reason. I mean, he's a mercenary. That's kind of his fucking job. Maybe you fought yourself, or made decisions that didn't really benefit you in the long run. Maybe violence was the only way you could respond to the world around you. Yeah, we totally hit the nail on the head there. Can't say that sounds unfamiliar. Done a lot of bad things. It all seemed to matter so much at the time, but now, I don't know. You watch Azram lose himself in thought. A cricket chirps low in the grass near you. If you could have a do-over of something in your past, what would it be? I only get one. Yes, and don't you dare say you wish you hadn't met me. Azram chuckles, eyes softening. Didn't realize this was a game with terms and conditions. I told you, this isn't a game. I guess I wish I'd been kinder to my mentor. Azram's eyes flick down at the card in your hands again. My sins are my own, but they caught the brunt of my anger. Don't know why they bothered with me at a certain point. More trouble than I was worth, really. That just goes to show how much they cared about you. You think? Without a doubt. You sound very sure of yourself. Cards tell you that, too. Obviously, you're witnessing a master working their craft. How could I forget? You give Azram a half smile as your hand hovers over the 3 stacks. That's 2 down. Azram gives you a wry smile. Aren't I in the present now? What's a card going to tell me that I'm breathing wrong? Entirely wrong, I'm afraid. Maybe close your mouth and stop talking. That should help. Azram rolls his eyes, but does as he's told and shuts up. Let's see. The present. 5 of stars. On the card, a lone figure reaches out to the stars in the sky. Maybe if they catch their light, the long, dark night will finally break into a dawn of new beginnings. So, is this one good or bad? There's no good or bad with fortune cards. But this one is pretty hopeful overall, I'd say. A peaceful sort of transition into something new. The 5 in 5 of stars stands for the 5 fingers of the hand, meaning it's about connection or wishing for connection, or longing in general. You think longing is hopeful? You don't think so? You get to look forward to whatever's yet to come. You know, the future at your fingertips. Think I'm a little too old to be looking towards a hopeful future. Aaron, Aram? I thought his name was Azram. Azram's voice is a wry grumble, as if to scoff both at the future you're reading, him, and at himself. If you knew him a little better, you'd see the hesitance lining his words. Also, a repressed wish to be proven wrong. There has to be something you want, though, right? What do you wish for most in the world? What I wish for most? You can see the answer on Azram's face before he says it by the quirk of his lips. To be left alone and finally get some sleep sure would be nice. Yeah, you just don't want to admit you're gonna miss me. Maybe just a little. But what I want most? Selfish things. Aw, come on, you're not gonna tell me? I don't mind if you're a little selfish. A pause. For a moment, Azram's eyes flicker to your lips, but despite the campfire, it's too dark to really be sure. How about this? If you guess right, I'll tell you. Now who's the one who wants to play games? Fine. I think what you want most is... I mean, he did look at our lips, right? I'm right? Well, did I get it right? What? No, you didn't. Then why won't he look at you, Is that a blush you see? Wait, but did I? Do you want a kiss? No, stop asking. You just surprised me. You give Azram a heavy, accusing stare that he refuses to meet. Suspicious behavior that... But you'll let it slide this time. With that, you place the final card back on the stack. Well, that's the last of it, so let's put it all together now. There might have been a time in your past where you felt angry and lost at the world or at yourself, and where violence was the easiest answer. Right now, you're transitioning peacefully into a new phase of your life where you might feel the desire to connect to something new. Soon you'll lend yourself to choose between two opportunities. Both will lead you to a new part of your life, but you might feel doubt about making the right choice. And that's it. What do you think? Azram listens to you with a small smile and watches you carefully put your cards away again. Well, it was new. Never got my fortune read before. Didn't know a card could guess my past like that. Not sure I like how close it got. Sometimes it's eerie how accurate they are, huh? It's called cold reading. They show you something that most people that's the biggest thing, because I used to do tarot reading. That's the biggest thing about tarot reading is you say something so vague that 90% of people could relate something in their life to that. You know, like you're talking about a past and you're like, "Oh, you went through a moment in your past that was very hard on you and really shaped who you are as a person today." Who hasn't had that happen, right? Who hasn't had something happen in your life that makes you think like, "Oh, that's how I turned out this way," whether good or bad. It's cold reading. But it's still fun. Don't get me wrong. I will absolutely every time I go to the Renaissance Fair get my fortune told because that shit's fun. You lie back down and stifle a yawn. You're finally starting to feel drowsier, but you're also a little cold. While summer days can be blazing hot, the nights turn cool, and the embers of the dying fire aren't doing enough to chase away the chill. You bury your nose deeper into your bedroll, suppressing a shiver. Cold. You let out a soft, and curl closer to the campfire. Come here. Azram holds out one arm and pats his chest with his free hand. It takes a second to dawn on you that he's inviting you to snuggle. Really? Only if you want. Absolutely I do! You wriggle closer and cuddle right up into his side. Azram's arm wraps around your shoulder when you've settled, a protective layer between you and the rest of the world. You sigh in utter bliss. It is absolutely ridiculous how warm he is. Must be a total nightmare for him during the day when the sun's out. Yet you've never heard him complain. Better. So much. You tentatively sneak your own arm across Azram's chest. You receive a gentle squeeze in response. Azram's heart beats steady under your palm, its rhythm accompanied by the soft brush of his thumb over your shoulder. Always knew you were a cuddler. Not much else I can be when you're sticking to my side like a leech. You give his chest a gentle slap in protest. How dare you? You wish leeches were as cute as me. Azram mock squints at you, letting his eyes trail over your features. Dunno. Have to think about that one. You're so mean, gods. Are you trying to make me leave? Azram's arm tightens around you immediately to prevent any thoughts of escaping, and you laugh. The sound makes Azram huff a laugh as well. Stupid. Idiot. Dude, we're so in love right now. Get out of here. Azram's eyes glint in the dark. For some people, that'll have been the very last thing they saw before their untimely demise. But for you, it means you'll sleep without worry or fear. It's hard to look away. When the moment lasts longer than intended, Azram's gaze grows serious and thoughtful. There's a hint of regret there, too, almost like you're not the only one who's struggling with the thought of parting ways. You ride the small wave of courage that surges through you before you can change your mind. Azram, can I kiss you? Azram's eyes grow wide, and you feel the thump of his heartbeat stutter erratically under your palm. Kiss me? Only if you want. You echo his earlier statement, and through his bewilderment, a smile breaks out on Azram's face. Yeah, of course. I would have said, I thought you might not. You cut off any lingering doubts by pressing your lips against his. It's the correct response. Azram sighs in relief and melts into you without further protest. It's been long enough since your first night together that it feels new all over again, and when the familiar sound of a low groan in Azram's throat graces your ears, a hot flush spikes through you. Though Azram starts off gentle, trying to kiss you around his protruding tusk, there's no chance of hurting you. It doesn't take all that long for him to be thrown off kilter. You're having a hard time pretending at restraint, too, and fist your hand in the short hair at the nape of his neck. He breaks off the kiss then, and out of breath, and isn't that a sight? The big, scary merc, gasping for air because of a few kisses, and presses his forehead against yours in an obvious attempt at self-control. You're still squeezed flush against him, though your bedroll is now no longer a cozy blanket, more like an annoying sweaty cage, keeping you from feeling all of him properly. Goddamn! Been thinking about doing that for a while. Then hurry up and do it again. Azram closes his eyes and lets out a rough laugh, squeezing you into a tight hug. You half wriggle, half kick yourself free of your bedroll and curl up in the safety of his arms. The desire thrumming in your veins has far from settled down, but you're happy to draw out tonight as long as you reasonably can. After coaxing you to drape yourself over his chest, Azram catches you in another lingering kiss, hands running up and down your sides. Okay, alright, how far are we going to take this before we cut to black scene end? Might not be enough. What is? Having you. Just for tonight. Should have said something sooner. You do like me! You sigh in agreement and lose yourself for a moment in the crook of his neck, planting kisses and biting his skin that gets Azram to make increasingly interesting hitching noises. Alright, we can fade to black at any moment! Then stay with me a little longer. Silence. When you push yourself up a little higher and look him in the eyes, you find him looking at you like you've grown wings and a halo. You won't mind? You press a kiss against the jagged scar that rides up from his lip to his cheek, and Azram flushes again. Why would I mind? I like you. I like your company. All right, then. Brace. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Without any other warning, Azram flips you over on your back.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stay tuned.
It's a good show.
Are we all clear?
Without any other warning, Azram flips you over on your back and okay. Hi Malice. Welcome in. I'm gonna read this. If it goes any farther than this, then I'm gonna have to black the screen out so you guys can't see. Flips you over on your back and tugs at your trousers, making his intent for the rest of the night as clear as day. You shimmy your hips to help, excitement fluttering in your stomach. Okay, not just with the promise of pleasure, but also with the knowledge that tonight won't be at the end after all. There's things to talk about, itineraries to discuss, but later. Right now, Jesus Christ. Right now, you're too distracted by rough, roaming hands sliding over your bared skin with a new edge of sweetness to your previous intimacy. You tumble into the night together, hushed laughter over the quiet crackle of the firelight, feeling warm in more ways than one. Yeah, for real. Oh, and that's the end! Thank you so much for playing A Tavern at Night, Firelight. I hope you found warmth in both the campfire and the company. Give me more! I need a whole, like, webcomic of Azram and your character, please, and thank you. I need to see them happily ever after. I need to see them traveling together forever. Rest well, dear traveler. May fate always smile kindly upon you. Damn it! It's over. I love him. I am in love with the giant ogre man. Thank you. Thank you, please. And so so that was A Tavern at Night Firelight. So we played Tavern at Night, and then we played Tavern at Night Firelight. They were quite short, but that's okay because they were still amazing, and I love them. Find them on itch.io, which is where most of the game